Welcome to this deep dive into the latest car updates from Ukraine in 2026, a year that has already brought major changes to the Ukrainian automotive landscape. Whether you're a car enthusiast, an industry observer, or just someone curious about how the country is evolving, this is a story of resilience, innovation, and transition. Let's begin with the broader picture. As of early 2026, Ukraine has seen an impressive resurgence in vehicle imports, electric mobility growth, and infrastructure upgrades, all despite the ongoing reconstruction efforts following years of conflict. The country has embraced change, and the automotive industry is no exception. One of the most talked about developments in the Ukrainian car market is the exponential rise in electric vehicle adoption. Over the past 2 years, Ukraine has invested heavily in building out its EV infrastructure, with more than 3,000 fast charging stations now active across major cities and regional routes. These stations, many built through public-private partnerships, are primarily concentrated in Kyiv, Lviv, Dnipro, Odessa, and Kharkiv. However, even smaller towns are now seeing charging points appear, thanks to local business incentives and EU-backed green development grants. A standout trend is the surge of used electric car imports from Europe, especially Germany, Poland, and the Netherlands. Models like the Volkswagen ID.4, Renault Zoe, and Hyundai Kona F are now becoming common sights on Ukrainian roads. But it's Tesla that continues to lead in terms of prestige and visibility, particularly the Model 3 and Model Y, which remain aspirational favorites in urban centers. More recently, the Ukrainian government has taken steps to stimulate the local EV market by announcing tax breaks for domestically assembled electric vehicles. This has led to some intriguing moves in the local manufacturing sector. One of the most ambitious comes from the revived ZAZ plant in Zaporizhzhia, which has partnered with Chinese automaker BYD to locally assemble electric sedans and compact SUVs tailored to Ukrainian road conditions. The first locally assembled model and electric variant of the BYD Atto 3 rolled off the line in March 2026. Marking a significant milestone for Ukraine's auto sector. This localization strategy is part of a large national push toward industrial self-reliance. With parts of the East still under reconstruction, there's a strong economic incentive to create jobs and value within the country. Automotive assembly has been identified as a strategic sector, and we're seeing funding and training initiatives flow into technical colleges and engineering programs to support this shift. Now, while electric mobility is the focus of many headlines, combustion engine vehicles are still dominant, especially outside of major cities. But here too, the market is evolving. One clear pattern is the growing demand for hybrid vehicles. With fuel prices remaining volatile and supply chains still sensitive to regional instability, Ukrainian consumers are choosing fuel-efficient hybrids as a practical middle ground. Toyota continues to be a leader in this segment, with the Corolla Hybrid and RAV4 Hybrid being top sellers in the new car category. Honda and Ford are also gaining traction, particularly with their compact SUVs. Another important dimension is the used car market, which has traditionally been the backbone of Ukraine's vehicle ecosystem. In 2026, used car imports have grown by over 20% compared to 2025. Vehicles from Lithuania, Poland, and Germany continue to dominate the import stream, with a mix of petrol, diesel, hybrid, and electric models. One recent regulatory shift that has impacted this market is the digitalization of customs and import documentation. The new e-declaration system, launched in January 2026, has significantly cut down processing times and corruption risks. Buyers can now complete most of the import process online, including customs valuation and registration, all within a few days. The Ministry of Infrastructure has also begun enforcing stricter emissions standards on imported vehicles. As of mid-2026, only Euro 5 and Euro 6 compliant vehicles are allowed to be registered, pushing out older, heavily polluting diesel models. This has shifted consumer preferences towards newer vehicles with better emissions control, even in the used segment. When it comes to car ownership culture in Ukraine, another change is the increasing popularity of car sharing and subscription models. Services like Uklon Auto Share and Bolt Drive have expanded their fleets to include not just compact city cars, but also mid-sized sedans and electric options. Kyiv and Lviv have seen particularly high adoption, where parking is limited and the costs of ownership are rising. Car subscription models where users pay a monthly fee for access to a rotating fleet are especially popular among younger consumers who value flexibility over ownership. Connected car technology is another area of rapid growth. A growing number of vehicles sold in Ukraine now come equipped with onboard Wi-Fi, real-time diagnostics, and app-based vehicle control systems. Some Ukrainian startups are even entering the scene, offering telematics platforms tailored for fleet operators and insurers. One such company, AutoMind, recently launched a new platform that allows drivers to monitor fuel consumption, engine health, and even driving behavior directly from their phones. This data-driven approach is being adopted by both logistics companies and private owners looking to extend the life of their vehicles. Insurance companies have also begun integrating this technology into their policy offerings. Usage-based insurance where premiums are calculated based on how much you drive is now offered by 3 major Ukrainian insurers. These smart policies reward safe driving behavior with lower monthly rates, and have been particularly appealing to younger drivers in urban areas. Let's also talk briefly about road safety and infrastructure. Over the past year, Ukraine has launched an ambitious national road rehabilitation program supported by the EU and World Bank. Highways and rural roads in western and central Ukraine have seen significant upgrades, with better signage, lighting, and lane markings. Intelligent traffic management systems are being piloted in Kyiv and Odessa, using sensors and AI to optimize traffic flow and reduce congestion during peak hours. These systems are expected to expand to at least 5 more cities by the end of the year. In terms of vehicle safety trends, Ukrainian car buyers are showing more awareness and demand for advanced driver assistance systems commonly referred to as ADAS. Features like automatic emergency braking, blind spot detection, and lane keeping assist are becoming standard on new models sold through official dealerships. The Ukrainian Automobile Dealers Association has reported that over 60% of new cars sold in Q2 2026 came equipped with at least 3 active safety systems, a significant increase from just 35% in 2024. On the regulatory front, the Ukrainian government is drafting new legislation to support autonomous vehicle testing. A pilot zone has already been set up on the outskirts of Lviv, where select Ukrainian startups and foreign partners are trialing low-speed autonomous shuttle buses in a closed-loop environment. While full autonomy on public roads is still years away, this is a notable step in fostering innovation and future-proofing transportation policy. Car culture itself is also seeing a transformation. Social media influencers and YouTubers specializing in car reviews, mods, and tech are rapidly gaining popularity in Ukraine. Channels that focus on budget Fs, tuning imported vehicles, and documenting road trips across the Carpathians or to the Black Sea are drawing in tens of thousands of subscribers. The rise of local creators is playing a key role in educating the public about vehicle maintenance, smart buying decisions, and even eco-conscious driving habits. Let's not forget the role of motorsport in Ukraine's car scene. The 2026 rally season is back in full swing, with the Ukrainian National Rally Championship seeing record turnout. This year's events have included hybrid and electric vehicle categories for the first time. The Eco-Rally segment held in Ivano-Frankivsk earlier this summer featured all-electric performance vehicles from Rivian, BYD, and a custom-built Lada F, highlighting both competition and sustainability. And speaking of local pride, one cannot ignore the grassroots restoration and classic car communities, which remain strong in 2026. From Soviet-era Volgas and Zaporozhets being restored with modern interiors and electric driver trains, to fully custom-built rally machines based on Lada 2101s, Ukrainian garages continue to innovate with limited resources. These builds often go viral online and reflect a unique blend of nostalgia, creativity, and forward-thinking engineering. Overall, the Ukrainian automotive industry in 2026 is a story of momentum. With strong import numbers, growing EV adoption, domestic manufacturing partnerships, digital modernization, and a rising car culture, the future is not just being rebuilt, it's being redesigned. It's clear that cars in Ukraine today represent much more than transportation. They are a symbol of progress, independence, and innovation. From the cities to the countryside, from restored classics to futuristic EVs, the road ahead looks brighter than ever. And that wraps up our deep look at the latest car updates from Ukraine in 2026. If you're watching this from abroad, this is a country to keep an eye on, not just for its resilience, but for the innovation rising from it. And if you're watching from within Ukraine, you already know the roads may still have bumps, but the wheels are turning faster than ever before.